Welcome to yet another episode of The Big Picture. Today we discuss our views on the recent events at Venezuela. What happened over the last weekend, is a bit disturbing in the sense it sets a dangerous precedent. The arrest and the subsequent extradition of the Venezuelan president as head of a sovereign state in his own country by the US Special Forces sets a bad precedent, a dangerous precedent in the sense that this operation could be carried out against any world leader at any given point in time in future. So, for example, let's take this case with respect to India. So we all know that there is a judicial case pending in the courts of New York against an Indian citizen who was extradited from Switzerland on charges of harming or a plan to harm an US person. And there are reports that said that the Indian government is linked to that plot. Now, what does it mean to any sitting government, any sitting leader, is that this can potentially be used to do whatever US wants to do. While we know the case with respect to India, we do not know what the kind of cases that may exist against every other world leader. Now, this gives America significant leverage in its discussions and transactions and the dealings with the world leaders. If this is a new normal, this is going to be very dangerous from a geopolitical standpoint. And the second thing that we have seen over the days is that US asserting that West belongs to them, and their action in Venezuela is essentially establishing their right in their neighborhood to keep their country safe. Now, this argument can be used by any country to wage a war against its neighbors. Now, take the case of Russia. Russia launched the special military operation in Ukraine in early March 2022, which is still continuing. It's almost 4 years. It's going to be four years in another 3 months. And that logic or rather the rationale that Russia had at the time of launching the operation was that the buffer zone between NATO West and Russia in continental Europe is vanishing. And that Russia saw as a security threat to itself. So the US action in Venezuela at certain level also legitimizes the Russian concerns. Now, West has been completely silent till the time US raised the issue of Greenland. So, and once Greenland came into picture, the European leaders woke up from their deep slumber and started, and issued a common statement that the world order has to be respected and blah blah blah. Now, what it leads us, and it also questions the complete silence of United Nations in the entire episode. Let's come to Asia. Now, US says West is mine. Now, what does it mean for Asia? Now, in our last video, we made a mention that by excluding Taiwan from the Pax Silica initiative, US has showed its hand with respect to Taiwan's security and whether US is going to be Taiwan's protector. Now, the action of United States and Venezuela also gives a playbook to China in the sense that China can pursue its reunification efforts with respect to Taiwan. Now, do we see that happening now? Do we see that happening? Do we see that happening or not happening? We see that happening over a period of time. Now, these actions, both arrest as well as making a claim that, legitimizing that arrest by using a logic of being safe in my own territory, in my own neighborhood, will open a Pandora box. So what does it mean is that every nation is going to look after its own interests and it's going to start building its own military and the military infrastructure. Which means that we are entering a phase where every country will kickstart or rather restart its industrial complex. It's going to be a great period for manufacturing. It's going to be a great period for commodities. And it's going to be a great period for emerging markets. So leads us to believe that this could be the tipping point when money starts flowing out of AI into more hard assets, inflation-linked assets, and emerging markets. And what we noticed in markets is that there was no significant price action on any of the asset classes except the Latin American equities, and emerging market equities moving up a bit. So we believe this entire episode, while it may be positive for certain asset classes, it introduces a new risk premium in these asset classes as well. We will see you at yet another episode of Big Picture soon. Thank you.
Investment in securities market is subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.